Hello YouTube, this is Glenys from Craft Room Secrets, and I'm here to share with you my latest completed project for the Graphic 45 blog. And this is using their newest collection, Bloom, and of course full of florals and pastel colors. I wanted to do something different with it. I did something very dramatic, and this is what I came up with. This is mini album, and I wanted to accentuate the florals from the collection that I love. And what I did is I did use the chipboard chips that Graphic 45 is now, chipboard sheets Graphic 45 is now selling, and created a mini album. For the I just cut an oval shape with my one of my dies, and used this paper from the collection. This is part of the one of the papers, and I wanted to do something very nature inspired. So what I did, I just used the black, but I used a little bit of inks and wax in gold color just to make it pop a little bit more in gold, and then use a lot of fussy cutting flowers, and they are all mounted in chipboard and in different layers to give it, you know, this different layers and dimensions. And I use actually a little bit of things from my garden, because this is a garden you know, inspired a mini album. I use a little bit of branches and moss inside some of the flowers. On the side I have some of those, you know, stamp images from Graphic 45 that I love, and this is the back of the album. The closure is a magnetic I'm sorry, an elastic closure, and I just added this little piece of metal here with my glue gun. And this is in here I have some metal embellishments, corners in here. So I use for this album the 12 by 12 collection pack, and these are actually the sticker sheet. I didn't use them, but they do come inside in the collection pack if you get them. So for this album, I wanted to do something totally different. Even though the collection has some pinks, some blues, I wanted just to accentuate the color that I love the most, and was this mulberry color, I think, from that came with the collection, very different from Graphic 45. So I was very excited, and I just used it with the green, coordinated with the green. I play with the green, creams, and that mulberry color. In the first side, I had a double pocket that has 2 ephemera cards. I also used the ephemera pack from this collection, a 3x4 and a 4x6. And of course you can put pictures in here if later on, if you decide. You can also put pictures in the back here. And I also use the patterns and solids from the collection. You can see it in here, like I use just not to make the album so busy. The album measures 5 1/4 by 7 1/4. First page, I have a little pocket, hidden pocket here, where you can do your journaling, and also in here you can insert a hidden photo if you want to. And I just use a die in all of the pages just to make it a little bit different and elegant. Magnetic closure for pocket flap in here, and inside the pocket I have a 4x6 ephemera card in here, of course, for your photo and journaling, and another matted envelope. And I use this mulberry color cardstock. I found it in Joann's, and this is from Basil. I don't know how to just say it. I'm always struggling to say that word, but it matches to perfection, and it's also called mulberry if you're interested. Of course, if you have the patterns and solids, this paper, it comes in the patterns and solids. If you have plenty of it, you can use, you know, only that. Each page has a pocket where you can insert more photos. I just did a little bit of fussy cutting in this one, and added this little piece of paper that says "Grow with Love." It's magnetized closure. Next page, it opens like this, and I love the combination of the green with the mulberry. Some of those stamp images on the side, and this one is a pocket. And I use the same die for the pockets in here. And this has an insert that I just kept black because sometimes it's hard to cover when you want to add pictures to your albums. That way you don't have to, you know, actually cover your papers, your beautiful papers. In this one, look at the gorgeous images of the collection. I have a 4x6 ephemera card, and a little bit, this is part of one of the cut apart papers, and I just use adhesive on the corners, that way I can insert my photos behind. Here's another one of those flaps I did with the die. And in here we have another of those ephemera cards with another insert. And the inserts are perfect for 4x6 photos. They are just a little bit bigger. I think I did them 4.5 by 6.5. So they were, you know, they are a little bit bigger than the ephemera card. Another pocket in here, magnetized. This page will open like this, and I was in love with this paper with all the stamps. I use it in here, a perfect combination with that mulberry color. This is, I think, one of the Patterns and Solid paper. It comes in with this, even though it's the Patterns and Solid, it will still have like this little bit of background. Then we have this next opening, another pocket, magnetized. You have the insert. So even though you have the same repetition, just to make it easier, it still makes your album look gorgeous, especially when you add pictures to this one. And I have another page right here, and this was one of my favorite pages because it has peonies, and I love peonies. They're my favorite flower. And then we have this is all, I did this one just all in green, just playing with all the greens in the green papers. And then we have again the same pocket with another flap that opens like this to add my pictures. And last one, I think this is the last page. Use the same you know, images from the collection, and I just adhere them on the side and then use them to hold, you know, my ephemera card, my pictures later on. This is another flap, very once again with the ephemera card and the same 4.5 by 6.5 matted insert. And in the back is my last page, which opens like this and like this. And this is that basic basil cardstock, and I just use it in here. When I did this project, I only had one of the collection packs, and I have plenty enough to make another project. This is the end of the album, and I just added this little piece, and this is one of the papers, the cut apart papers from the collection. And then we have the back of the album here. Like I said, I distress the chipboard. I use inks, distress inks, gold wax, and kind of did like a mixed media type of project with the outside cover. I love the album. Is I'm gonna use it for some pictures of a birthday party that was actually kind of nature inspired, also the decoration. So I wanted to create something similar for this project. Thank you so much for watching and commenting. And this project was presented in the Graphic 45 blog. There's a full blog post with a lot of pictures under blog graphic45.com. And thank you so much for watching and commenting on my videos. And this is actually my introductory post for another year as brand ambassador for Graphic 45. Stay tuned for lots of new projects that I'm working on. And thank you once again for watching and commenting in my videos. Have a great afternoon, YouTube.